when you want to try to go shopping. So we're trying to implement all the features that we can to make it as easy as we can for the merchants and the customers to try to minimize mistakes. You'd be surprised how many people can't send the right amount to the right address. It seems simple, but sometimes they can't do it. Sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes whatever wallet they're using just rounds it or truncates it or does something wrong. So we do publish a list of the wallets on our website that we've tested that we know are compatible, that meet all these criteria, and that users can always take a look at this. So when we talk about merchant adoption, there's really two areas that we want to focus on. Number one is e-commerce, right? We can solve the card-not-present fraud problem for businesses. But the other one we want to go after is retail, right? People spend money in retail, and they'd like to be able to use Bitcoins when they go shopping, especially if they travel internationally. So let's talk about the first one, right? We talked about the pains in e-commerce the companies are feeling today. They're getting hit with the card-not-present fraud. They're getting hit with the high interchange fees. And then you also have the issue with friendly fraud. This is where a buyer tries to pull a scam. So a buyer may buy something from you as a seller. Let's say they buy it from you and you have it listed on eBay, so they use PayPal. You ship them, let's say, a $1,000 computer. The guy gets a $1,000 computer, snaps a picture of a box of telephone books, sends an email to PayPal, said, hey, this guy didn't send me a computer, he sent me a box of telephone books. I want my money back. You as the seller have no protection in that. So it's become really difficult to do business over the internet with people that you don't know and people that you don't trust. So the solution here is actually pretty straightforward. Bitcoin is a software-only gateway. So we can make it work similar to PayPal and Authorize.net and all the other software payment systems that websites use. This can either be something that a business would host themselves, or they can use a software as a service to host. So we think that the majority of the early adoption for Bitcoin is going to be in e-commerce, right? Because this is where all the pain is today. When you're in a retail store, there's not a whole lot of problems. You have 20 different ways that you can pay in person, and most of those ways have very little risk and relatively low cost. It's on the internet where your options are very limited, and the ones you do have aren't that great. Let's talk about retail adoption. If we want to try to get Bitcoin to be able to be spent in more retail places, now this is where you got to interface with some hardware. So maybe the retailer is using something like this. How do you add Bitcoin to that? Maybe they're using something more modern, like this. You could probably find a way to get Bitcoin integrated into that point of sale. More than likely, they're using something like this. Right? It's a big mess. You got a computer, you got a cash drawer, you got a terminal, you got a magnetic stripe reader, you got a debit pin pad, you got a scanner, you got a printer. This is what you see in every retail checkout, right? So how do you add Bitcoin to this? It's not easy. Even if you could write the software to do it, businesses are not gonna want to spend the time, right? It's going to be possibly a hardware upgrade. They have to train their employees. It's a lot of work. But I think a lot of people are thinking that mobile is going to be the solution to this. However they do it, customers are going to want to come in and they're going to want to pay from their smartphones, right? So all these retail terminals and point of sale are going to have to find some way to interface with a customer's smartphone. So here's the landscape today. There's over 100 different mobile wallets out there. I was surprised when I actually looked at the list. You've got technology companies, right? Things like Google Wallet and Square. You've got banks. They have their own. Bank of America has a mobile app. Visa's making a little mobile wallet. Chase has theirs. Every bank has theirs, right? The telecom companies, they're trying to get into the space too, right? Both here and in Europe. And then the retailers, they're saying, well, we want to talk to our customers directly. We can build an app, and so we want to make our own mobile wallet. And so Target, Walmart, even Starbucks has one. I don't know if anybody's ever used the little Starbucks prepaid thing, but it worked. But every single one of these wallets has the same problem. Actually, they have two problems. Number one, none of them talk to each other. They're all walled gardens. The second problem is none of them work internationally. I could have all 10 of these apps on my phone. If I travel to Europe, not a single one of them does me any good. Right? So this is a problem. And if you're a retailer, you got 100 different companies coming at you saying, add my thing, add my thing, add my thing. And at some point, you're just going to throw up your hands and say, forget it, right? We're not going to do any of them because you guys are all different, and you need to get your act together. So we've done something pretty innovative to try to bring Bitcoin into the retail area. And instead of trying to replace hardware and compete in that space, we're kind of going around it. So the question is, how can you easily convert Bitcoin into a merchant's own currency, right? Every retailer loves one form of payment above and beyond everything else. It's not credit cards, it's not even cash, because they have to pay employees to count the cash and transport it, right? Who knows, like what is the favorite tender that every retailer loves to accept more than anything else?
Cash.
No, not cash, actually.
Debit.
Exactly. It's their store credit. I want to return something. Would you like some store credit? Yes, I would. And because companies know if they give you store credit, probably you're going to go back and spend that credit. You're going to spend 2 to 3 times the value of that credit. So they want it to be more circulated. They want you to come in the store and spend it. So this is interesting. Merchants love the store credit so much that they let people resell it and they give them a discount on that store credit. We've come up with a way to be able to let you pay for store credit with Bitcoins. And we've done this in partnership with Gift. And Vinny from Gift is right here in the audience. So this was announced last week, and I don't know if anybody has tried this, but the way it works, Gift has a mobile app. It works on Android, it works on iOS. And it started out as an app where you can take all your plastic gift cards and just consolidate them. Type in the number into the app, and the app would store your card for you. So you didn't have to carry the plastic around anymore. It worked better. And it also worked better because you can immediately see the value that was left on the card. You can't do that with a piece of plastic. So now you can throw these pieces of plastic away and you can carry around the app. What's interesting is that they recently made the ability to actually make a purchase within the app. So now you can buy any of these gift cards that you have from within the app. And on the Android platform, they made it so you can buy the purchase in the app with Bitcoin. So we did this as a demo. Crystal, who works in our office, she said, hey, all the guys want a coffee maker. So she went to Crate & Barrel and she found this coffee maker and everybody said, yeah, that's the one we want. So she texted me and she said, hey, I need some money to pay for this. Well, she didn't have my credit card because we weren't around. And so what happened is, where is it here? So I went into my Android phone, into the Gift app, and I said, I want to send a gift to Crystal. So I selected Crate & Barrel. I said, hey, it's $250. So after you click the $250, it shows you, hey, you want to send a gift to Crystal Campbell for $250. You can attach a message, you can attach a video. I didn't do that because I was just sitting on a beach like all CEOs do and didn't really want her to know that. So then this is the confirmation screen, right? Within the app, I can pay with Bitcoin. And when I do that, within the app now it pops up a BitPay invoice. And so it gives me a conversion, $250. Oh, that's really hard to see. Well, $250 is a certain number of Bitcoins, and there's a timer and an address that I have to send it to. What's easy now is I can just click on that URI link in the middle of the screen. It'll open up my wallet that's on my Android phone and pre-compose the transaction for me. It inserts the address where it's supposed to go, it inserts the amount where it's supposed to go. Then all I have to do is hit the send button. So that's what I do. And it says, okay, congratulations, you sent a gift to Crystal. Now on Crystal's phone, her app beeps and lets her know that she got one. You have a new gift from Tony Gallipi. Congratulations. So she opens it up, she sees it's $250. Now she goes and spends it at the store. So this entire process took about 60 seconds. From the time I bought the gift card with Bitcoin to the time that it was delivered to the phone where she could walk up to the cashier and pay for the item. So immediately what we've done between Gift and BitPay, we're 2 companies with around 20 employees, maybe around $2 million in funding collectively before last week. We've done what all 100 of those mobile wallet companies have not been able to do. With all the millions of dollars that they spent, right? What kind of retail penetration have they gotten? Not much, right? We've been able to do this, and we've been able to do it just by thinking out of the box. With the update that Gift announced today, this is a screenshot, but you can now buy any of the gift cards in their network from any browser, including a mobile browser.